What's going on YouTube? I'm D. Ellis. Welcome back to another episode of Crime Circuit. For this video, we're going to be covering Joel and Lisa Guy and how they were murdered by their own son. Now, before we get into this video, the disclaimer is, if you guys are sensitive to gruesome attacks, dismemberments, and things of that nature, I suggest that you click out now. And hopefully I will see you guys in another video. With all that being said, condolences to the family. So yeah, this story is on Joel and Lisa Guy. Let's get into the intro. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, now let's get into the intro. On November 26th of 2016, 61-year-old Joel Guy Sr. and 55-year-old Lisa Guy were murdered and dismembered by their son, 28-year-old Joel Michael Guy Jr., in Knoxville, Tennessee. Guy Jr. stabbed his father at least 42 times and his mother at least 31 times. He was convicted of both murders in October of 2020 and received a sentence of life imprisonment. Guy Jr.'s parents were soon to retire and would stop providing money to their son. He was set to receive a $500,000 life insurance policy if both were dead or missing. The murder involved an elaborate plot to stab both his parents, dismember and dissolve their remains, and clean and burn down some of the house, as well as frame the father for the crime. Now, Guy Jr. was injured during the stabbing and left the partially dissolved remains in the house when he left to dress his wounds. Before he returned, police discovered the bloody scene upon performing a welfare check. They also discovered a backpack containing a notebook detailing the plan, plastic bins with both parents' torsos and dismembered limbs, dissolving in an acid-based solution of corrosive chemicals described by the prosecutors as diabolical stew of human remains. The father's severed hands on the floor and the mother's head in a pot on the stove. Just let that sink in. So this man not only killed his parents, cut their bodies up, and had his damn mama's head in a stove. Man, what type of wicked shit is this? Let's continue. Now, Joel Michael Guy Sr., the father, was a pipeline engineering designer. Lisa Guy was a human resources accounts payable administrator at Jacobs Engineering in Oak Ridge. Their son, Joel Michael Guy Jr., born 1988, graduated from the Louisiana School for Math, Science, and Arts in 2006, and previously attended Hanville High School. He had worked and had always been supported by his family. Guy Jr. was described by others as distant and an outsider, and never bothered to establish a relationship with anyone in or outside his family. While his mother, he spent one semester at George Washington University, then attended Louisiana State University as a student and lived in Baton Rouge until the murders in 2016. before training to become a plastic surgeon. Now, the guys had recently sold their Knoxville home and planned to retire in Sirgowinsville. Guy Jr. and his three half sisters attended what was to be the last event at the Knoxville house on Thanksgiving, Thursday, November 24th, 2016. Now we're going to talk a little bit about this book of notes that was discovered, also known as the Book of Premeditation. The prosecution at his trial dubbed the handwritten journal found in Guy Jr.'s backpack, also known as the Book of Premeditation, as it contained detailed notes outlining his intent to murder and destroy the remains of his parents. One of these pages includes the following. Now, a lot of this shit that he wrote was just not only heinous, but it's just like, what a fucking dumbass. Now, a lot of this shit that this sick fuck wrote down was just not only stupid, but it's like, I mean, I don't get it. Some of the shit he wrote was buying a sledgehammer to crush bones, get carving knives to make small pieces, get plastic sheeting for disposal processes. I mean, all kind of shit, like, get rid of the bodies inside the house. My DNA's already in there. I mean, trash compactors. He even went and said, and wrote this shit down. He said, he's not allowed to claim her half of the insurance money, all mine, and will put $500,000. I'm not gonna get too detailed into this because it's pretty bad, but let's move on to the surveillance footage. Guy Jr. was caught on surveillance cameras buying the supplies he would later use to murder and try to dissolve his parents. He used cash for every transaction and self-checkout most of the time. What a fucking idiot. He bought supplies for the murder as of November 7th, and he would go on to purchase several items at an Ace hardware store in Napoleonville, including a muriatic acid, food grade hydrogen peroxide. And on November 18th at Home Depot, cameras would record this dumb fuck buying bleach sprayers, extension cords, and a timer. At Academy Sports on November 19th, he is seen picking up a Kai bar knife. On November 21st, cameras capture Guy Jr. at Knoxville Walmart buying a plastic blue tote large enough for the dismembered bodies to dissolve in. Sounds like he watched a little bit too much of Breaking Bad or some shit. Anyways, Lisa Guy was also seen on surveillance footage shortly before the murder, buying items at Walmart as well at approximately 12:15 p.m. On November 26th, Guy Jr. attacked and killed his father with a knife in a second-floor exercise room while his mother was out shopping for groceries at Walmart. The scene showed evidence of a struggle with torn blinds, blood on the walls and the corners of the floors, and an overturned Bowflex machine as well. Now, in the assault with his father, Guy Jr. sustained several cuts to his hands, including a deep cut to his left thumb, and at approximately 3:30 p.m., Guy Jr. was seen in Walmart's first aid section, obtaining bandages and ointment for the wounds to his hands. He also purchased isopropyl alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. On Sunday, Guy Jr. drove back to Baton Rouge to have his wounds treated at the student clinic. Lisa's boss, Jennifer Whited, was suspicious of her absence from work and would call the police to have a welfare check. At first, Knox County officers Stephen Bellard, they first discovered a table with Guy's wallets and a sledgehammer on top, and then another one with long guns. Downstairs, the stove was on, and the contents of a pot were boiling. At the bottom of the stairs were the grocery items seen earlier. They ascended the stairs, and they would hear a intermittently barking dog. Now, when they would look down the hallway and saw Joel Guy Sr.'s severed hands on the floor and discovered the dismembered corpses in solution in the bathroom. Among other items, investigators found upstairs were sewer line cleaner, a bag of baking soda, liquid fire brand drain cleaner, hydrochloric acid, drain opener, hydrogen peroxide, bleach, and a bleach sprayer. Investigators also discovered a note in an open suitcase with the name and Louisiana address of an Ace Hardware store, along with a notation about sewer line cleaner. The toxins required biohazard equipment for removal by the KCSO hazmat team. Due to the volume of the evidence found, KCSO's forensic unit worked throughout Monday night and into the following day processing the crime scene. The FBI, Knox County Sheriff's Office, and East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office placed Guy Jr. under surveillance for a few days and apprehended him on Tuesday the 29th as he was entering his 2006 Hyundai Sonata in Nicholson Drive apartment complex parking lot in Baton Rouge. Also, a meat grinder was discovered in the trunk of Guy Jr.'s car. Now he would go on to plead not guilty, yet filed a motion that he would be given the death penalty if convicted. Guy Jr.'s defense counsel John Halstead and Jonathan Harwell presented no evidence on his behalf. The prosecution was led by Leslie Nacios and Hector Sanchez. This trial took 4 days. Guy Jr. was found guilty, and sentenced to life in prison. He was also convicted of abuse of a corpse. Joel Michael Guy Jr. is currently incarcerated at the Northwest Correctional Complex in Tiptonville, Tennessee. Alright guys, that's going to conclude this episode of Crime Circuit. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, condolences to the families. It's crazy to think that you can have such good parents and still fucking turn out like that. It's just insane. But that motherfucker will never see the light of day again. So Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm D. Ellis. Peace.